You know that metal box in your basement? Or maybe it's in the garage. The one you pretty much ignore until, poof, the power goes out. Well, that's your home's electrical panel. And for a lot of us, it's this source of mystery and maybe a little anxiety. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain and demystify it for you. We're turning that uncertainty into empowerment.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to get to know your home's electrical heart. Then, we'll play detective and hunt for the warning signs that it might be overloaded. After that, we'll look at your upgrade options and all the real benefits you get, before we wrap up with a really critical warning about the dangers of trying to do this stuff yourself.
Okay, let me ask you something. You pop some popcorn in the microwave, and for just a second, the kitchen lights kind of dim or flicker. Sound familiar? Well, that little flicker isn't just some harmless quirk. It's actually a signal from your home's electrical system, basically saying, hey, I'm struggling to keep up over here.
All right, so what exactly is that box on the wall? It's so much more than just a bunch of switches. You should think of it as the command center, the mission control for your entire home's electrical system. To put it simply, the electrical panel grabs all that power coming into your house from the main line and then safely chops it up, sending the right amount of electricity out to all the different circuits. You know, one for your kitchen outlets, another for the lights in your bedroom, one for the laundry room. It's basically the gatekeeper for all the power in your home.
And you know, this heart analogy, it is absolutely perfect. Just like your heart pumps life-giving blood to every single part of your body, this panel distributes electricity to everything you rely on, from that first cup of coffee in the morning to the TV you watch at night. It is a truly vital component. So, how can you tell if your home's electrical heart is feeling this strain? Let's dive into 5 key warning signs that could mean your panel is overloaded or just plain outdated. And as we go through these, just ask yourself if any of them sound a little too familiar. First up, those flickering lights we just talked about, that's a classic sign your panel is struggling to provide steady power. Next, are you constantly making that walk of shame to the breaker box to flip a switch back on? Well, that's not normal. That's your panel's safety system screaming that it just can't handle the load. And a big one, if you have an old fuse box, that's an immediate red flag. They just weren't built for our modern lives, and a lot of insurance companies won't even cover a house that still has one. Now, these next signs are even more serious. If your panel ever feels warm, if you hear buzzing sounds, or if you smell something like burnt plastic coming from it, that's a really dangerous situation. It's a major fire hazard. On a less immediate note, think about the future. Are you planning on getting an EV charger or a hot tub? Your current panel probably won't cut it. And finally, there's just the day-to-day reality. If you can't run your air fryer and the microwave at the same time without tripping a breaker, your system is telling you it needs an upgrade. So if you've been nodding along to any of those signs, you're probably wondering, okay, what now? Let's talk about the solutions. We're going to explore the most common upgrades for an overloaded panel, and just remember, the right choice really depends on your house and what you need from it. So here are the main options on the table. If you've got that old fuse box, you'll need a full conversion to a modern breaker panel. No way around it. For most standard homes today, a 100-amp panel does the trick. But if you've got high-demand appliances or you want to be ready for the future, a 200-amp panel is really the way to go. And then there's this other cool option. If you just need more power in one specific spot, like a new workshop in the garage, a sub-panel can be a super smart, cost-effective solution.
Okay, let's zoom in on the biggest choice most homeowners face: 100 versus 200 amps. A 100-amp panel can totally handle the daily grind in a lot of homes, but the moment you start dreaming about adding an EV charger, or maybe solar panels, or that big workshop, that 100-amp panel is going to feel small, fast. A 200-amp panel, on the other hand, gives you that breathing room. It provides plenty of power to make sure your home is ready for whatever cool tech comes next.
I know, an upgrade can feel like a big investment. So what's the actual payoff? Well, it's about way more than just convenience. We're talking about a serious upgrade to the safety, the reliability, and even the value of your home.
Let's walk through exactly what you get. Number 1, and this is the most important, enhanced safety. A modern panel slashes the risk of an electrical fire. Then you get that increased capacity, so you can actually use all your cool modern appliances without worry. You get way better reliability, say goodbye to those annoying random breaker trips. A new panel also brings your home up to code, which is huge for passing inspections and keeping your insurance company happy. And finally, you make your home future-ready for all the amazing technology that's just around the corner. Okay, it's time for our final and honestly, our most important section. Look, it's always tempting to try and save a few bucks with a DIY project, But when we're talking about your electrical panel, trying to do it yourself is a dangerous and potentially very costly mistake.
Let me be as clear as I possibly can be here. There are tons of fantastic DIY projects you can tackle around the house. This is not one of them. Replacing or doing major repairs on your electrical panel is a job for a professional, period. The risks are just way too high.
I mean, the consequences here are severe. One wrong connection can cause a fire, a nasty shock, or even electrocution. A DIY job is also guaranteed to violate electrical codes, which can cause you to fail a home inspection and could even void your homeowner's insurance. And the kicker? The amount of money it costs to have a professional come in and fix a botched DIY job is almost always way more than it would have cost to just hire them from the start.
So we'll end with this question for you to think about. Is your home's electrical heart ready for the future? Your electrical panel is the silent, tireless engine of your home. Taking a moment to assess its health isn't just about routine maintenance, it's about protecting the safety, the reliability, and the future of your single most important investment.